views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
And hello, welcome to Open, the show that opens the Bronx and the rest of the world right to you. I am Daren Jaime, and today we're going to update you on what's happening in and around our borough and New York City. Coming up, we'll discuss a program focused on empowering youth caregivers and providing them the tools and services to enhance their well-being. Afterwards, we're going to learn about a community event with the goal of empowering and celebrating Black culture by bringing everybody together. And then also we'll talk with a social worker about self-care and how she strives for Black and brown people to develop self-care practices. We'll also learn about a workshop for females and aspiring bosses with the desire to start their own company. And we got one more guest. One will sit down with an author who's going to discuss her new book teaching self-love, self-worth, and how to value yourself. So stay tuned because all this and much more is heading your way. Right now, we're officially open. Hello, everyone. I'm Daren Jaime, and today is Wednesday, February 19th. You're now watching Open, a live program bringing the Bronx and New York City straight to you. We also want to welcome our viewers on Manhattan Neighborhood Network, as Open is being broadcast simultaneously on MNN's channels. You can stay connected to us via all of our social media platforms and BronxNet TV. Well, some things have been going on through the past week. We'll take you through a few of them with our Bronx updates starting right now. The Castle Hill YMCA offers free ESL and citizenship classes at the Glebe Center to help aid those who are in need of support and services in the Bronx. Our BronxNet reporter, Sanji Lopez, brings us more details.
Since 1852, New York City's YMCA has been serving a diverse population of more than 500,000 New Yorkers. Today, the Y offers various programs and services for participants to learn, grow, and thrive at 24 branches, including their Castle Hill branch in the Bronx.
Well, the Castle Hill YMCA has been located down on Castle Hill Avenue for the last, I want to say maybe over 60 years. At this YMCA, as all YMCAs, we're here to empower our youth to improve health and strengthen the community. That's exactly what we do here at the Glebe Center. The Glebe Center works up under the Y at Castle Hill Avenue. Here we provide services to our seniors as well as to the new Americans. And you know, working with the new Americans is nothing new to the YMCA. We go all the way back to Ellis Island where we first started working with the immigrants.
The YMCA New Americans Initiative is a safe haven for immigrants looking for support and services. Among those services are their free ESL and citizenship classes offered here at the Glebe Senior Center.
This program in particular belongs to the New American Welcome Center, which is the aspect that the YMCA offers throughout New York City. And this one in particular in the Bronx offers these classes to the community at large, and it's open to anyone who's interested in receiving our services.
Aside from satisfaction, they receive a certificate depending on the course they complete. They also receive a lot of new friendships. They get to know the community a little bit better.
Some common fears many immigrant families have when it comes to ESL and citizenship lessons are the nerves and costs. Ms. Villar and Ms. Jimenez at the New American Center reassure their students that the Y's free and professionally instructed programs can help ease that burden.
I think our classes and our instructors are amazing. We go over the application process, we do mock interviews, and we let them know what should they expect when the time comes and they're ready to take their examinations.
We mainly work with a low-income population and immigrants. So income barriers could be one of the problems they might be struggling with. So that helps them alleviate and see America in a new light.
If you or someone you know needs these services, register for classes today by calling the YMCA Bronx New Americans Welcome Center at 718-829-1564, extension 2 or extension 3. For more information, you may also visit ymcanyc.org. Reporting for BronxNet, Sanji Lopez.
And thank you, Sanji. Montefiore Medical Center is celebrating American Heart Month with their annual Montefiore Mile event and announcing good news in regards to the fight against heart disease. Our BronxNet reporter Arlene Makoko was at the scene, and she brings us a story right now.
Montefiore Medical Center kicked off Heart Healthy Month with their annual Montefiore Mile event and some good news on the fight against heart disease.
The prevalence of death due to heart disease is decreasing. In fact, last year, for the first time, heart disease was not anymore the number one cause.
It's the first time in 100 years, shared Dr. Mario Garcia, who is chief of cardiology at the Heart Center, adding that cancer is now number one. This is a huge victory that speaks to the work health experts are doing to continually inform the public on preventative measures and what to look out for to stay clear of this preventable disease.
Factors that lead to heart disease are diabetes, smoking, obesity, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol.
Along with reducing your calorie intake, the answer for many can be right here at Montefiore Medical Center, now opening their lobby to the public for what can be seen as an indoor track. 4 laps here make a mile.
It was lovely. It was lovely. It's an easy walk.
Caroline Wedderburn, who serves patients food each day, says she's already on her feet, and she says the focused attention, though, to exercise is something that's a plus, and she's not alone. Here's Beverly Brown.
I love this because it's good for my heart, and I feel energetic. And it's also go with all my green juices that I drink every morning.
So are you ready for your Montefiore Mile Challenge? That's the question. You are welcome to come here to the Moses campus. They also have 2 additional locations, one at Weiler and at Wakefield. For more information, you can go to montefiore.org/heartmonth. For BronxNet, this is Arlene Makoko.
And thank you, Arlene. That's all the time we have for our Bronx updates. We are taking a quick break, but when we return, we're going to discuss a program helping youth caregivers. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a few.
Praise the Lord. I'm Evangelist Barbara Mayo. I have a program called The Great God. I come on every Saturday at 3:30, channel 70 and 36 on Fios. You need to catch me because it's a program to encourage, to lift up, and if you don't know anybody that haven't heard about the program, tell them about it. They'll be encouraged, for God is good. God bless you.
We built a media network for you.
BronxNet TV.
Come learn in your new state-of-the-art studios at Lehman College.
At Mercy College.
And coming soon to the South Bronx in the Hub.
Inspire with your stories, culture, history.
Your Bronx on BronxNet.
Engage with us.
Connect with us at your channels and at bronxnet.tv.
Learn, engage, inspire. BronxNet TV.
From the Bronx
to the world.
BronxNet.
What's up, guys? It's your girl, D Essence, here, right on the set of the D Essence Show. Please tune in each and every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Files 34, Optimum 68, and live streaming BronxNet.tv. Or you better get in line.
Well, thank you for staying with us. There are more than 1.4 million youth caregivers from the ages of 8 to 18 in the United States. Sharks Youth is a program aiming to bring awareness to youth caregivers and providing them the tools, the resources, and the foundation of knowledge needed to successfully balance life as an adolescent, student, as well as a caregiver. And here now to give us more information is the founder and executive director of Caregivers Outreach Mentorship Program, Ms. Diane Cooper, and Youth Sharks members, Vianney and Brianna. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Good. So talk about being a youth caregiver and talk a little bit about this program because it's very interesting to hear. When we hear about caregivers, sometimes we don't always associate youth as being caregivers.
Exactly. So as you all know that some of us are caregivers for maybe a parent or a loved one, but to think of a 13, 14-year-old, even 8-year-old caring for a loved one, running home to do an insulin injection or to help with a colostomy or to help someone get out of bed, that's very traumatic. I am a caregiver for over 10 years for my husband, and I do have some traumatic moments. So imagine children taking on a responsibility that an adult would take on. So what we have done is we've developed a model. It's a model, and it's assisting youth caregivers to get through their roles of being a caregiver, a youth, and also being a student in school.
So, Vianney, tell a little about what you do.
Well, basically, I take care of my I've taken care of my great grandmother, and I currently take care of my mom. I help her out, and my grandma who has a heart condition. And I also go to school, so it's like a lot of responsibility to take on, and a lot of people don't understand that as a youth caregiver.
And Brianna, for you?
Yeah, so I take care of my grandmother. She has asthma and like other medical conditions. And I also take care of my little sisters because my mom also helps with like taking care of my grandmother when obviously I'm not in school. So like I kind of have to balance like going to school in a different borough and then coming back doing like all the work that I need to do and succeeding.
Right. So what's the message that you give in order to help them? Because obviously they're dealing with a lot of challenges in life already. This is an added one. So how do you go about helping them make the adjustment?
Well, we want youth caregivers to realize that they are not alone. We want them to realize that there are other youth that are doing the same things that they're doing. And this is what's so good about the program because they are around other youth who are youth caregivers. We don't want them to feel isolated. We want to make sure that they do build a relationship of support, hopefully within their school, within their community, among us, among ourselves as we're communicating with each other. We actually want to advocate for youth caregivers. We want to advocate for youth caregivers. We want to educate the public, the community, doctors about the roles and needs of youth caregivers, and hopefully come up with programs and more activities for youth caregivers as a supportive method of supporting them.
What's it like for you guys knowing that you have somebody that's kind of like in the same boat?
Well, it actually feels good because I would go to school and I'll be really exhausted, and it's hard to explain to somebody why you're so tired all the time. So it's like when you meet someone who's doing the same thing as you, you're like, oh, hey, I do that too. Like, it feels nice.
And also, before you wouldn't have thought like that the girl next door was going through the same thing as you did. Like me and Vianney, we went to the same middle school, but like we never interacted. We just saw each other in the hallway. So like when we saw each other in the same group, we were like, oh, it's like you don't know what's going through like the basis of his person. So.
Right. So you've got a symposium coming up, right? That's going to be actually helping out and giving some assistance to those.
Yes. So like I said, Shock is just a model. It's one youth care initiative. And the other initiatives that we do the game day, we do the family day, we do Purple Day. There's all kinds of little initiatives that we do. So the symposium that's coming up on April the 9th, we're gathering social workers, doctors, teachers. We're all coming together to just elevate the awareness about youth caregiving and come up with support services that are not available and support services that are available so that teachers and doctors can go back and take it back to their community, to their practice in order to help youth caregivers.
And so we want to tell people that you can get more information. We'll tell you about that in a little bit about the Youth Caregivers Symposium. And there's an initiative. I mean, you guys are really trying to go forward and send a message out to let people know. So what is this program meant for you?
Well, to me, it means that basically you're not alone. Like, we give back and we have fun. Like, we learn that it's okay to make time for you. That it's not you're not a burden.
Selfish,
you're not being selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also we learn about other like
mental illnesses and like other conditions. So we understand that if we meet someone who comes across those certain things, that we know how to help them. Like we had a workshop on depression and anxiety, and it really like helps you understand what a person is going through while you're simultaneously like having like a good time with someone that you know.
And Diane, I don't want to overlook the statistic. When I first started, I said 1.4 million young people are actually serving as caregivers right now.
Nationwide, exactly. And, you know, the last research that was done on youth caregivers was back in 2013 or something like that, if not even further than that. And we have no research here in the New York State area on youth caregivers as far as like how many youth caregivers are in the Bronx. We don't even know that. So that's one of the things that we're advocating for, to get some more research to see exactly how many youth caregivers exist in our borough, in our community, in our district, in our schools, so that we can provide them with the services that they need. So we're trying to bring them out of the shadows.
Right. What are one of the challenges that you have as a youth caregiver? She said, woof, right? What are the challenges that you have that maybe we don't know about?
It's a lot, because it's like, how can I focus on two things at one time? I have to go to school, and not just go to school, but practice, then you have to go home and do homework, you have to take care of somebody. It's a lot to carry on.
Right.
And it's like you have to focus on your grades to do well, to be somebody eventually, to be successful. And it's like, eventually it'll pay off, but it's like a lot to hold on to as a teenager. It's like really hard because college is right around the corner.
Right, right. Brianna, for you?
Probably like the same thing, but I know for a fact that my grandmother, like, she wants to see me become successful, and the whole reason why I'm taking care of her is because I want her to see me grow into the person that like will somehow like change the world for a better place, even if it's just helping her or like my little sisters.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Diane, I guess you got to feel great to be.
I'm very proud of them.
Yeah.
And I want you to know that they came into the program, 6th, 7th grade, and they're going on to 11th, 12th grade. One person's going on to college. So I'm very, very proud of them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So 4 years you guys have been doing just about?
Yeah. Maybe more.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, keep up the great work.
And these are the success stories. I want everyone to know that there are youth caregivers that these are the success stories. There are caregivers who do not, get to this level that they are. You know what I'm saying? There's challenges that most of them have, but I thank God that going through the program, I'm hoping that was some kind of a help as for them to get through to where they are today.
Thank you. Brianna, thank you so much for coming to share. Keep up the great work, okay? Diane, thank you. Great work doing.
Thank you.
All righty, listen, Youth Caregiver Symposium, if you're interested, it's taking place. Yes, it's taking place on Thursday, April the 9th from 11 to 3 at 120 East Gun Hill Road. Now, if you want more information, you can visit this website at sharksyouth.org or on Instagram at sharks_youth. And we encourage you, please don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to learn about an event empowering Black culture. So stay tuned. That's coming up right after this.
It's time to get serious about your future. At Bronx Community College, you can earn an Associate of Applied Science degree and become a medical laboratory technician in as little as 2 years. Earn an average salary of over $50,000 a year in one of the most rewarding careers in medicine. All you need is a high school diploma or equivalent to get started. Those who qualify can get tuition covered by grants and scholarships, so why wait? For program details, contact Bronx Community College today.
are, Jerome Avenue, the heart of the Bronx. This is where I grew up. Business is booming, people are moving, everyone works hard. Nothing was handed to anyone here. I've been in here to take my passport pictures. I just bought flowers here for my mother. Oh, this is where I get my smoothies, by the way. Continuation. This is what we call the O, 170th Street. It feels so Bronx. Hey, my man Fonzie. We've walked up and down the corridor, nothing but love. And I'm glad to say that Jerome is home.
And we are back with this month being Black History Month. February 23rd is National Brown Girls Day. Brown Girls, We Got This is an event empowering and celebrating Black culture and giving the opportunity to bring people together. And joining us now to tell a little bit more about the details are the event organizer, Tiffany Barksdale, and author Pamela J. And welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good to have you.
Good to be here.
Good. Excited?
Yeah.
Good.
Nervous,
We're excited to have you. Don't worry. And nervous, right? It's going to be all right. Don't worry. Listen, tell us a little bit about Brown Girls.
So, author Pamela J. came to me and told me that Washington just did this National Brown Girls Day for February 23rd, and we have to jump on it. We have to bring our girls together. We have to bring us together, and that's where it originated, hence her book.
Right. And so you got a book called Brown Girl.
Yes. This is my first children's book. I've been an author for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I just did this book about brown girls to uplift our brown girls, to let them know that they are beautiful, they are intelligent, and they can conquer the world.
Yeah.
So in doing the book, one of my coworkers gave the book to her daughter, who is 16 years old, and she's in Atlanta, Georgia. And she called me. She was like, this book really helped me. I want to start a fan club. So that's where all of this started from.
And just like that, it grew from there.
It grew from there.
So now you've got a little movement, and you you guys are getting together as well. Talk to us about really empowerment, because you know, we know that it's important, especially for those who live in communities of color, to have empowerment. And I know that's a part of what you want people to see when they read your book.
So when they read, I came to Tiffany because she also has a company called Royalty by Design, design with a Z, drop the ball, not your crown. So the Brown Girl movement is also a fan club. So her organization is going to facilitate all of the workshops for the brown girls, like different things. Tell them about some of your workshops.
Yes, so there's a workshop called I Am Me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's where, you know how on the back of a can there's a nutritional fact label?
Yeah.
In that label, I'm taking out all of the food and the percentage. I recreated it, and they're going to put what they feel about themselves. So for example, my label is God-fearing woman, 100%. Beautiful, 100%. They have to tell what they feel about themselves, and then they have to give a percentage of it, of how they see themselves. If it's a low percent, I will help them to get their self-esteem out of where it should be for them. So this is where the empowerment comes in.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And so you've got a fan club now, and things are going. And were you surprised by the fact that, I mean, when you do a book, of course, you want people to read it. But were you actually surprised at the feedback that you were getting in terms of the impact?
Yes, I was, especially from the 16-year-old girl and a lot of other African American and brown women that read the book, because it was just a children's book. But it does empower people, letting them know I am beautiful, I can conquer the world, I am somebody in this world. And it's a positive message, because we don't really have a lot of positive messages these days. So we're trying to give that back to the community and let these little girls know you can have Afro puffs, you can have dreads, you can do whatever you want. You're beautiful anyway.
Right.
So that's what it all came about.
She tapped in a little bit about your company, Royalty by Design, and I want you to give a little bit more about Royalty by Design. And
Yes.
You guys are doing some great things too.
Yes. So initially, my company was supposed to be a school. So it was supposed to be an etiquette school for African American girls. And then I had a dream, and I turned it into an official company for all girls, but it's incorporating etiquette workshops, self-empowerment workshops. One of the mandates is the parents have to participate. There's a lot of issues within our school system where parents don't participate in their children. They're not active participants. So one of the mandatory requirements in order for the child to be a member is the parents have to participate. Another mandate is you have to participate in self-defense classes. You know, we have a lot of our girls that come up missing and no one cares enough to find them. I have a problem with that. So self-defense classes for the parents and the girls are mandatory. This is where we bring back our empowerment. We bring back power that was taken from us. You know, teen pregnancy, something I've went through as well. My baby, well, she's not a baby, but my baby's gonna be 18, but I had her, got pregnant at 16, I had her at 17. I felt alone. Granted, my mom was there, but emotionally I felt alone. There's other girls that's just like me out there. The difference is I made it and some of them don't because they don't have anyone. So that's where my organization comes in. There's some girls who run away because they don't want to be at home. They have issues with their mom. They run away, get taken, or they never come back. That's where my organization comes in. There's girls who are bullied. I was bullied too because I was too dark when I was younger. And some girls don't know how to cope with that. Hence, low self-esteem. I had that too. Suicide, because of low self-esteem or you feel unheard, unloved, unimportant, I had that too. I overcame all of that, so I want to give these services and these programs to help these girls combat the things that are always taken from us.
So to hear about National Brown Girls Day, right? I mean, you heard about it in Washington, D.C., said you want to like do something here.
Right.
What was your takeaway after hearing it in Washington, D.C.?
I was amazed because the book was called Brown Girl, and I was like, oh, we got to do something in New York. Because they get the girls together and they just get them together to appreciate who they are. They have like lunch with them. They tell, you know, they get people in the community to come and show them like different schools and colleges. So I was like, we need to do that here as well. So, and it's by a couple that did it. They did it last year, so we wanted to start doing it this year, and it's gonna grow bigger and bigger. We're gonna work hard to really empower our brown girls.
So given this and given the fact that you got the book, what's the next steps for you?
Oh man, Disney.
Here we go, right? I'm going to Disney World.
I want the character. I want her to be a very positive character in the community, and I want somebody to pick her up and let her know, let these brown girls know that you can look like this and be fine.
Right.
You don't have to have all of the glitz, the glamour. Beauty is within, the beyond, the whole, the in and within. So I just want it to go nationwide, worldwide. Everybody love the brown girl and have the brown girl day be all over the place.
Well, we've just seen somebody win an Oscar, right?
Okay, yes.
There you go, right here, right?
Okay.
So it can happen. It starts somewhere. There you go. So thank y'all so much for coming.
Thank you.
And being with us. Listen, I want to let you know now, the Brown Girls, we got this community event. It's taking place on Sunday, February 23rd from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Justice Sonia Sotomayor Community Center. That's located at 1000 Rosedale Avenue. Now, if you want to RSVP, you can visit Eventbrite at Brown Girls. We got this, or hashtag We Got This community event. And listen, we encourage you, stay with us. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, you're going to learn about an event exploring self-care. Stay tuned. We'll be right back in a few. And we are back. For Us, By Us is a self-care social event for Black and brown people to talk about and explore self-care approaches, as well as promoting consistent self-care practices. And joining us now to tell us a little bit more is social worker and event coordinator, Lorinda Lotta Mabel. And thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
No, glad to have you as we talk about a very important issue, right? Self-care. And many times, I'm guilty myself, right, of not practicing it. But talk about the importance of it.
Okay, so self-care is really important. As a social worker, that is something that's always impressed upon us, but unfortunately, not a lot of us practice it. So I think self-care, especially in communities of Black and brown people, is especially important because of the racial disparities that we face, as well as other like health disparities. So For Us, By Us was an event that was put on to bring different facets of businesses that focus on self-care together and present it to the community, and for the community to come together in fellowship.
So when you talk about coming together, fellowship, and dealing with the issue of self-care, it's a conversation sometimes that many people don't have. Yeah. How do we get people to the place of saying, hey, you gotta take care of yourself first?
I think, first of all, having a conversation about it, I do see that amongst my friends and my colleagues and my social media folks, that is something that's really important. And I think just, again, like being in the social work field and the mental health field is something that's really impressed upon us. So the event, it was important for me to have the event in the Bronx. I'm a native of the Bronx. I was born and raised here, and I know that this community definitely needs it. So it was really important, one, to bring it to the neighborhoods that that is affected by these disparities. A lot of times when you think of like self-care and you see events and stuff, it's things that's happening in other boroughs. And sometimes that's not feasible for us to travel to other boroughs. So I felt that it was important to have it in a location for us, by us, and to basically advertise to as many people as possible on my little humble budget. And basically, you know, like just, it's something that people want, but it's just the idea of like bringing it together that I guess it can be a little like, you know, it has to be tangible for people, right? If that answered the question.
Yeah, so you had this tangible event, obviously, right? And people have walked away from it. What was your goal, and did you feel like you met it?
All right, definitely feel like I met it. The goal was to, so I had a financial advisor, Queen Blueprint. I had a health coach, coached by Cabello. I had a baker who overcame her depression. Cupcake Queen, I had Spiritually Sparkled, which is a hub in the Bronx of, you know, where you can get your spiritual needs met. They do yoga, meditation, sell crystals and things like that. I had, my God, I don't want to leave anyone out. I had Chic Nails. She is a Black business owner who does nails in Harlem. Amazing. Went to high school with this girl. She's everything. Right. My God, I don't want to leave anyone out.
Juice.
Thank you. Juice Aid, yes. So Juice Aid opened up in my old neighborhood, which they are amazing. They sell natural juices, also a Black-owned business. So basically, I was able to frequent a lot of these businesses or just know these people through events. And I'm like, all right, let me bring these people together. They all focus on different, you know, facets of self-care. And also on natural hydration, a natural skincare line, and she's amazing. So I was like, you know, let me bring all these people together. These are all things that, you know, Black and brown people are, you know, appreciate and we, you know, we need. So that was basically the basis of the event.
So I was taking to see a wonderful picture of all you guys getting together here and having a great time. And really, what do you look at moving forward in terms of spreading that message? Because it's a game changer, it's a life changer, right? But so many people are still on the back burner when it comes to this. So how do we move it forward?
I will definitely answer that question. I also want to say that Shea Moisture sponsored it, which I really appreciate. So basically getting people who actually have money, because like I said, I'm on a very humble budget.
Humble budget. I like
very humble budget.
Right.
So getting people who actually have money and resources and platforms to sponsor these types of events. I think that it's also important to realize that it's okay to want to take care of yourself. I think a lot of times we are in a hustle mode of like, let's go, 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 go. And so we kind of step away from it and we're focusing on everyone else, but it's important to basically, you know, like take charge and say like, it's okay for me to, you know, spend time for myself and spend time with people who that's also important for. I also create merch. One of my favorite merch, my first my first creation, I guess, is these shirts. Black woman, everything. Which I really appreciate, and I believe in as a Black woman myself. But also, I also created a shirt that says "Self-care is the best care." So basically, I one of the ways in which I help to promote self-care is by making shirts that express important self-care practices. My website, A Lot of Love, also explores like self-care and self-love and things like that. And being part of communities that promote that. So one of the communities is the BX Writers, which I was featured in this book, and as well as I think like 75 other amazing writers, and all from the BX or surrounding areas, and they are amazing. So basically, just doing things that you really enjoy.
You got your hustle on. You got an event coordinator, you're a host. People don't know she's also a comedian.
Yes, I am. Thanks.
There it is. You're featured in a book.
Thank you.
What you got coming up next?
So I will host a open mic, basically for comedians and poets and things like that. But I really want to focus on comedy. Oftentimes when I want to do open mics, I have to go to Brooklyn or Manhattan. I'm sure there's some in the Bronx, and I need to frequent myself with that. But I want to host my own stand-up event in May. I'm looking at May 2nd.
Take your humble budget and go ahead and do it.
Yes, thank you.
Lotta, thank you so much for being with us. Lorinda Lotta Mabel, thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Now listen, if you want more information about Lorinda and her upcoming events, what you can do is you can visit her website at alotoflove.com or follow her on Instagram at alotoflove. Listen, we'll be right back. We've got more. When we return, we are sitting down with the event coordinator of the Girl Boss Brunch Experience. Don't go anywhere. Coming back in a few.
I was there.
Yo estuve allí.
So many symptoms came on me all at once.
Shortness of breath.
I stopped sleeping.
I was getting laryngitis.
Emotionally, it was a basket case.
None of these issues did I have before 9/11.
The World Trade Center Health Program gave me hope.
You don't have medical insurance? That should not be a problem because the fundings are already there.
The doctor told me when I spoke with her, she says I could fill a room with people that sound just like you.
They were very thorough, very caring and empathetic.
When I left there, I had a plan in hand.
If you're sick because of 9/11 and its aftermath, the World Trade Center Health Program can help you.
There's no other place like this.
It saved my life.
And welcome back. The Girl Boss Brunch Experience is an empowerment brunch, and it's an empowerment brunch for entrepreneurs or individuals wanting to start a company. And here now to share a little bit more is the founder of Aspire Dreams LLC publishing house, Ebony Troncoso, and she is here with us, and she's also a children's book author and doing a whole lot of stuff, but good to have you.
Thank you. Good to be back.
So, Girls Boss Brunch Experience.
Yes.
Okay.
So the Girl Boss Brunch Experience is designed to inspire other upcoming brand owners, designers, anything that they want to do, just come out and get new tips and new tools on how to label themselves as a designer or build an LLC or whatever it is that they want to do. So I have some of like the biggest entrepreneurs of today and my time or my favorites to come on and actually tell them how they got to where they were now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so when you want to become an entrepreneur, I guess there's a lot of like, thought process.
Yeah.
I want to do this. So what are some of the gaps that you're trying to fill to help people to like get there?
People think that it's just like, I got an idea, I got a name, and that's it.
Right.
But it's so much more that goes into it. It's like the LLC, the branding, the getting clients, the coming up with vendors if you want to sell products. Like, it's so much bigger than what people think. And I feel like that's what I need to bridge the gap today, or as far as for the brunch, because people don't know how much work it is, or money it may cost too.
You got some work to do. So
yeah.
You're helping people out with a female boss workshop?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited. It's on March 7th from 12 to 4 at Uptown Bar and Grill in Yonkers. So I don't want to center it around the brunch or the food. It's really going to be for the workshop and the panelists. I'm going to have some giveaways, some raffles, so it'll be really cool.
And so as you talk about the panelists and the conversations, it's about being a boss, right?
Yeah.
What do you want people to know there?
I need them to know that they're all under 30 years old. Like, they're like my age, like 24, 25, 27. And they're really doing it. Like, they're really bringing in income for the month, like over thousands of dollars for the month. And so it's like, you look at these people every day, but you don't know what they're really about until you sit down and know their story. And then you see the income that they're generating. It's like, we all can do this too.
Right.
So that's pretty much what I want to showcase there.
What was the turning point for you to say, listen, you know, because, you know, you got started early. You said, listen, I'm going to be this boss early, right?
Yeah.
So what was the turning point for you?
Everybody always asks me, and I don't want to give away too much jewels, and I'm like, you know what, just come to the brunch. Let me just make a brunch for this, because I feel like I wish I had something like this when I was creating a brand. And so I think a lot of people now, like, that's just the thing now, to come up with a Black-owned business. So I figured this brunch would be pretty cool for other people too.
And the other thing we talked about was sharing stories of inspiration, right? And so it's important to share these stories and be inspired. Who were some of the people that inspired you?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't have nobody that I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna look at you. It was just like, okay, she's doing that, I can do that too. Or he's doing that, I can do that too. So what I kind of want to bridge together is that, like, a lot of people look at female bosses like, oh, we're in competition, but it's not like that. Like, everybody can eat. And so that's what I want to present there too as well.
What do you find is the biggest challenges?
Generating clients or keeping them going. So it's like, you may have somebody that come to you, or they want to buy books, or they want to talk to you about your experiences, and then it's like, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
So you have to constantly keep it going, and that's where promoting and marketing and social media comes in heavy to that point.
So March the 7th is a very important date.
Yes.
We want people to come on out and be a part. So once again, go over the event.
So the event will basically just be, like I said, March 7th. It's a Saturday from 12 to 4. I'm hoping to start on time, but you know how colored people are. So I'm hoping to start on time, and it's just going to be a day full of, like, workshops, panelists, questions, a lot of note-taking, giveaways, food, treats, everything.
So as you've had the experience of, you know, being around people, learning and getting from them, what are some of the, I'll say, give me a couple of tips that you found to be some of the biggest, most important tips that you take with you on your day-to-day?
Research.
Okay.
Research is big, because you don't want to be like anybody else or get sued for something.
You spend a lot of time doing research?
Yeah, yeah. Research is big. Social media, knowing who to market to, knowing who will buy your books, and then kind of just connecting with people who are like-minded like you, are kind of like in the same path as you, because everybody can put somebody else on. So that's just my whole thing. So.
So we're still in the first quarter of 2020. What are your goals, visions? What do you say?
I'm trying to get an office space for my publishing company. I'm finishing school here in May with my master's. So just a bunch of things coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot to check out.
Yeah.
So listen, the Girl Boss Brunch Experience, want to let you know that you can get connected to that. It's taking place on March the 7th from 12 to 4 at the Uptown Bar and Grill, and that's 623 Broadway in Yonkers. If you want to RSVP, you can visit Eventbrite, I should say, at the Girl Boss Brunch Experience. And you can also follow Ebony on Instagram, official Ebony Troncoso _. And yeah, you get all the information. You get the final word. What do you want people to know?
Come to the brunch. It's going to be fun. But no, definitely come to the brunch if you want to build a brand or promote your stuff. Just come to the brunch.
All right. Ebony, thank you so much for
No
coming.
problem.
Good to see you
Thank you.
again.
You too.
All righty then. Listen, stay with us, because when we come back, learning more about a book that's going to actually teach women to value themselves. So stay tuned. We got that and more here on Open.
Did you know that brain and spinal cord tumors are the deadliest form of pediatric cancer? It can happen to anyone.
I'm not hungry. My tummy hurts.
You can help us be part of the solution.
Get in here. Hurry.
You can be part of our family.
It's okay.
Please support our mission today. Making Headway Foundation, dedicated to the care, comfort, and cure of children with brain and spinal cord tumors.
Here we are, Jerome Avenue, the heart of the Bronx. This is where I grew up. Business is booming, people are moving, everyone works hard. Nothing was handed to anyone here. I've been in here to take my passport pictures. I bought flowers here for my mother. Oh, this is where I get my smoothies, by the way. Continuation. This is what we call the O, 170th Street. It feels so Bronx. Hey, my man Fonzie. We've walked up and down the corridor, nothing but love. And I'm glad to say that Jerome is home.
And we are back. Well, the question is, are you tired of being in unhealthy relationships, but just can't seem to figure out why you just keep ending up in one? Well, the question is, do you feel like you're trapped in a situation and really don't know how to get out? Well, Damaged Goods is a book that's dedicated to teaching you how to value yourself and has lessons on self-love, self-worth, self-respect, and self-encouragement. Joining us and sharing more about the book is the actual author of Damaged Goods, Ms. Melanie Moore, and thank you for being with us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Good to have you, and good to have this conversation.
Yes.
So we talk a little bit about Damaged Goods, and it deals with relationships, of course.
Yes.
And give us, the background to the book.
Okay, so I'll start with the title. So I actually was dealing with someone, and we got into a little argument, and he called me broken. So I used the title. I used the saying that you're broken, and just made it into a title. I said I may be broken, but I'm good enough for me. So I also made merch out of it. So you could take something negative that somebody says to you and make it into a positive. My book is basically teaching self-love to women of all ages. I went through a lot of situations in relationships, and I just didn't want women to feel alone. So I'm like, why not write about it, share my experiences, how I learned from them, to help someone else that might feel alone.
Yeah. So you approach a couple of things. Unhealthy relationships.
Yes.
Give me your background with unhealthy relationships.
My unhealthy relationship was when I was called broken. So an unhealthy relationship could either make or break you. You can either learn from the situation or you could just let it defeat you. So what I did was I took it as a learning lesson and I left that person alone. I didn't let that hurt me at all. And I had a book out of it. So learn from every unhealthy relationship, run away from all negative energy.
And so we talk about run away from negative energy, you really talk about running from something to something, right?
Yes.
And so you run from that and then you really pour into yourself, self-love.
Yep.
And speak to me what self-love means to you.
Self-love really, really means a lot to me. I feel like a lot of women, we go into relationships not completely loving ourselves or not even knowing what love is. And I think that we go in saying, oh, I want this person to love me. But how do you want them to love you if you don't even know how to completely love yourself? So I think we go into relationships even looking for healing. You can't get into a relationship looking for healing and you're not healed completely yourself either. So you have to love yourself and then know your worth before entering and during a relationship at all times.
So you got self-love and then talk about self-worth and then talk about self-encouragement.
Self-encouragement. I speak to myself. A lot of people think speaking to yourself is bad. No. Sometimes you just have to keep telling yourself, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm beautiful, I'm pretty, I motivate myself every day. You have to tell yourself that so you can start to believe it. You know how they say it's hard to break a bad habit? To build a good habit, you need to do it consistently. Talk to yourself consistently, and I'm telling you, you'll be a better person for yourself.
Walking away today and looking back at that experience, how long did it take you to get to the place of saying, like, listen, you know what?
It took me few years, because still after that I still dealt with someone else. The situation wasn't as bad, but I needed to take a break from all of that. I took a whole summer and probably even more just to learn more about myself and what I'm going to deal with and what I'm not going to deal with, and it really did help me.
So the book comes out, and what's been the response for you?
Oh my God. So the book came out, and all I've been getting is good feedback, good reviews, like on Amazon. I was able to send my book to 2 social media influencers. One is a famous YouTuber, and she's like, oh my God, I think you wrote me at the right moment. Like, I'm going through something right now. She read it, and she feels amazing. I sent it to another person, and he's like, this book is similar to one of my books, and I'm happy you spoke about what you learned from relationships, and I'm happy you spoke about what you went through in relationships and not just saying, oh, do this, that, and the third. I went through stuff too. Then I wanted people to know that. So I get so many DMs and everything. You helped me. I had people buy my book for Valentine's Day for their friends. I had other people buy my book for Christmas. I had someone buy 10 books at one time just to give it out for Christmas gifts. And like that really makes me happy.
And so when you look back at your experiences and now you see the book is coming out and it's in people's hands and people are really, what do you say about the experiences now?
I'm kind of overwhelmed at times, but I'm just happy that I actually spoke up. Because if you know me, I am very quiet. I stay to myself, so this helped me become someone else. Like, I'm more talkative now, I'm very open, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I want to speak about valuing yourself as a woman. You know, that's big for you, and that's the message you send.
Yes, so I think that valuing yourself as a woman starts from young. I think it's all about your upbringing, because if you're told you're beautiful and stuff since you're younger, when a guy tells you that later on, you're not going to be like, oh my God, I'm in love. He said I'm beautiful. If you know that from the beginning, you're going to know your worth. And boys are scared of women that know their worth. They are scared of women that have something going for themselves. So be that woman that they're scared of. Men are not scared of that person. So, yeah.
I was going to say, you said boys. I said, oh, wow.
Boys.
Right. Big the difference, right?
Yes, there's a difference.
Between boys and men, right?
Yes, there's a difference.
Right.
Yes.
So for a man to read that book, what do you think that they would take away?
I think they'll get their act together. Boys will get their act together. Men would just look at it as like, this is good. I had a couple guys that read my book and bought it for their girlfriends and read it right after their girlfriend. And I'm like, no, this is like really, really good. And even if the women see certain things and they're like, you do this stuff too, they don't feel as bad about it. They just know that's something that they need to work on.
So if people want to get their hands on the book, what do they do?
It's on Amazon. You can also send me a DM on Instagram at damagedgoods_DG. I'm also having an event on April 19th. It's called the Golden Year Pop-Up, and I will also have my books there along with my merch. I have wine glasses that says drink wine and read DG. So
so you got it there. You ready?
Yes.
Huh? So talk about the event once again. How long has that been in the works?
So I literally just published it on Eventbrite last night. I'm working with another girl boss, and we just was like, we want to go to a pop-up that's in Harlem. And there's not many in Harlem. So I'm like, okay, let's do it. I found a business owner, a black business owner. She does hair, makeup, and nails at her shop. We're gonna do it in her event space. And I just wanna invite all local businesses just to come, support, become vendors, and just help them build their business too. Yeah.
Did you have any fear when you were putting this out?
I did. It happened the day I got my cover. So when she sent me the cover, I'm like, why did I write a book? I'm like, what am I doing? I'm not posting this on Instagram. I'm like, people are going to look at me like, what is this girl doing?
Right.
And I just got over my fears and I just pressed send. I put share. And it's been good ever since.
Well, good. Congratulations. Keep up the
Thank
great work.
you.
Melanie Moore, the author of the book, Damaged Goods. Want to make sure that you get your hands on it. Thank you for coming to be with us.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. Now, listen, if you do want to get your hands on Damaged Goods, it is currently available on Amazon. And if you want more information, you can follow Melanie on social media at damagedgoods_DG. And that's about it. So we come to the end of our show today. Want to thank all of our guests for joining us, and most of all, you, the viewer, for tuning in. Now, if you missed any part of today's show, you can catch the Recablecast at 5 and 10 p.m. on Optimum's Channel 67, Verizon Files Channel 33, or watch us anytime on the web at bronxnet.org. Definitely, if you want to catch a brand new episode of Open, well, my girl, Rena Valentine, will be here on Friday. That about wraps it up for us here on the set of Open. Special shout out to all those watching on MNN. Say what's up to my sister Ann and the family. Listen, I'm Daren Jaime. Make sure to keep this channel wide open. Take care. God bless.